I think for so many people facing the world of self development, self improvement, trying to live better, it really is it's kind of annoying because it's kind of like a bunch of people telling you what to do and telling you that, oh, the way that you do things, you may think it's okay, but actually it's not okay. The way you're living is not ideal, and you have to move towards a more ideal way of living. Or like it's some kind of competitive game where, oh, look at you pressing the snooze button and, checking social media in the morning. That's just, you're on a lower level than me, because I wake up and meditate and, I do my push-ups and then I go for a walk in the sunshine and I say my affirmations and, my mind is clear. I think good thoughts. I only do good things. You have to get more like me. You have to change so you become better. It's like, even in the word itself, self-improvement, it's like you have to improve yourself. It means you're not good enough. Somehow, you're being told that you have to make a change. Either because there's something wrong with you as you are, or you have to try to compete and catch up to these other people that are just so advanced and developed in their lives. And yeah, I can understand simply not wanting to have anything to do with that. It would be very reasonable to say, why should I listen to you? Maybe my life would be better if I meditated instead of checking my social media in the morning. That may be true in principle, but so what? Do I need to, should I feel that I need to change all my habits because of something that people say is good? And some of these things you think, well, always we're going to say, probably, these things are probably true, but then there's other things that maybe it changes over time, that people have, this food is good now and this food is bad now, this exercise is good now, this exercise is bad now. This always changes. And so, if you're feeling bad because you're not doing kettlebells, or you're not drinking kombucha, or whatever the thing is now. I don't even know if I'm caught up with what the current thing is, but these things come and go. It used to be drink your milk, then drink your milk is bad. It used to be, long distance endurance, and now it's not so much about the long form cardio. It's more about more shorter bursts. But even that, I don't know. I'm not even caught. I can't even keep up with all the changes in this kind of, conventional wisdom about what is the way to improve. It's just something that we can't even keep up with. So this pressure coming from outside of, you really need to catch up. You need to improve to be more like the way things are done these days. I can completely understand somebody to just say, I've had enough of that. I don't want to think about any of that. I am going to just do what I want to do. So, but of course, just deciding to, okay, because these things change and, what's considered good for you changes, every few years. It doesn't mean that, okay, I'm just going to have a beer and a bag of chips and, watch TV all day. That is something that is probably not going to be very helpful. Even though the exact rules about, how different fads and different prescriptions. They could say, well, you should never drink any alcohol or never have any processed hydrogenated oils or whatever's in the chips. And, you shouldn't watch any TV. But then other people will say, it's good to have these things in moderation. Always changing. So we can never really keep up with what is this some kind of ideal way of living that, you have to emulate this particular way. It's up to us to decide for ourselves. We can get the input, we can get the suggestions, we can get clues from everyone that's come before us and everybody else that is simply trying to live. But we can never get a perfect system, and we never need to feel that if we're not drinking kombucha while jogging and meditating at dawn, we're not. We don't have to feel that we're somehow missing out on some kind of pinnacle of self-development. It's up to each of us to figure out what do we really want and need with our lives.